Over the last few months, many images like the ones you are seeing here were turned in as art assignments to be graded online. As you can see, these images are not high quality and do not showcase the amazing artwork. This video will show you how to take and edit great images of your artwork using just an iPad, so you can get the best grade possible. Okay, so now that you have created this awesome artwork, you need to take a picture of it. So I'm in my kitchen on my counter, and I'm trying to focus my camera over the top of my image, but every time I move, no matter what I do, there is a shadow, and it's not going to make for a good picture. So what can I do? Well, I'm actually going to go outside and see if I can get a better picture from out there. Now I'm outside on my back patio, and this looks a lot better to take a picture of. And the reason is that there is no direct sunlight above me, there's more clouds, and the light is even. So I'm going to take a picture of this, and then I'll show you what to do. I also want to show you how to take photographs of three-dimensional objects and smaller works such as your jewelry. So here I have a pendant that I created. It's small, and again, I'm outside because the weather is overcast today and the lighting is much nicer to take a picture of the artwork than it is in my house. And I have a large piece of paper that I've brought out and set my jewelry on. So I'm going to take a picture. Now, the only problem with taking a picture where I am positioned right now is that it's really far away. So I need to get close to it, and I need to make my camera focus. So excuse the camera shake. To focus on your object, you just touch the center of your screen so that your iPad will focus on it, and then you capture the image. This way your teacher can see all of the amazing details and the fantastic work that you have created. Now I'm going to give you some tips on how to photograph three-dimensional artwork. Here I have this ceramic sculpture of a little dinosaur. It is very shiny, so it's going to reflect a lot of light. So I came back outside because it's overcast and there aren't any harsh shadows on it or lights reflecting from overhead like they would be in the house. I also brought out my large pad of paper again and tore off a piece, and I set it up vertically. Now I did that so there is nothing distracting in the background. Do you see that? It's just like a little floating dinosaur. So that is what your goal is to set up your sculpture, if you need to take a picture of a sculpture, where you can take multiple pictures of it from many different angles and have no distracting background. You can use a towel, a sheet that has no wrinkles in it, any solid, non-distracting, complementary, neutral background. So things that are light gray or white or black if you have a white sculpture. So you want to choose a good background for what you're going to take a picture of. I hope that helps. Okay, so now that I've taken my picture, I need to make sure that it looks great so I can get a really good grade, and I need to edit it before I can turn it in. So to do that, I'm going to hit the edit button, and I'm in Photos in the iPad, so just so that you know. On the left-hand side, there are three icons. I'm going to choose the bottom left icon, and that is my crop tool. So when I do that, it pulls up a lot of other options, and I need to change my orientation, and that's where we can do that. Up on the top left, you'll see there are these two other icons next to the word cancel. The one on the far right of those two will rotate it to a different orientation. So instead of landscape, now it's portrait, and it's the right side up. So when my teacher looks at this picture, they're going to see it the way they're supposed to. Now, if I needed to flip it for some reason, I could flip it, do a mirror image, but I'm not going to do that. But now I need to crop out the other parts of my sketchbook that don't need to be there. And then, now that that's done, I'm going to go back over to the left-hand side of the three icons and choose the top one that kind of looks like a clock. When I do that, that's going to allow me to adjust the exposure, the brightness, and the darkness of a few things. And you want to be careful. You don't want to overly edit your image because you want to make sure that it looks as close to your original artwork as possible. Sometimes when you take pictures, it washes out your artwork, so you just want to enhance it a little bit so that it looks like the original work. So you get the best grade when you turn in your art. So when you're done editing your picture, just hit done, and then you can share it to Canvas. I want to show you another way to crop your photos using the photo editing tools on your iPad. This is a picture I took of Baby Yoda. If I was right above the image to take a picture of it, there was a big shadow, so I stepped back and took it at kind of an angle. There is a way to fix that. So I'm going to go to Edit, just like I did before, and I'm going to go to the Crop tool on the bottom left, and I'm going to crop in to as close as the little Yoda as I can. Now, as you can see, it's wonky. It doesn't look right. There's a way to fix that. Over on the right-hand side, you will see these three little icons, and if you adjust those, look at that. You select it, you can rotate and curve up. Look at that. It's Baby Yoda. Okay, and I hit done, and there you go. How cool is that? Now that I'm back inside and looking at my images, I noticed that this picture looked a little dark, so I'm going to go in and edit it and brighten it up a bit. So I went to Edit, and I'm going to crop it again just so that the main focus, my artwork, is right in the center of the image. And then on the left, the little top icon, it looks like a dial, has all these different options. You can hit Auto and brighten up your image, exposure, and that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to brighten my exposure a bit because I really want that purple bead to show up. And I can adjust my highlights so my paper's white in the background. I can adjust my shadows so they're not so dark. And the contrast, I can mess with that a little bit too. And all the other things, like saturation, just to really make color stand out. So make sure you're editing your images so that they bring out the best parts of your artwork, but don't change it so much that it takes away from your original work as well.